Hello, YouTube. This is Jay Coder back with another stream, and today we are going to be building a GPT. Not just any GPT, but this GPT I will try my best to create a AI powered senior Android developer. So let's have fun and see what we can come up with. And if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel and comment on this video and like this video. And alright, without further ado, let's get started on what I have for you guys today. So, this is GPT Builder, and we're building a new GPT here. And so, basically, we type in what we want this GPT to do, and I want this GPT to be like the best Android developer ever. But anyway, let's go ahead and give it what we want. So let's see. We want, I want a GPT that will be like unto a highly experienced Android developer. So this GPT will be able to generate the latest and most modern Android development code. This GPT will be able to generate the latest and most modern Android development code. This GPT will know the best practices of Android development and this this GPT will be able to read and critique code from others as well as find bugs within Android development code. And also, this GPT will be able to take in text, documents, and even images to read Android development code or subjects. So I want the GPT to be the best possible at Android. I want the GPT to be the best it can possibly be at Android development based on current technical capabilities. And also, guys, I'm going to see when this thing is created, I'm going to test it and see if it can solve a coding problem that want it to I want to see if it can solve. So I have here I want the GPT to be the best it can possibly be at Android development based on current technical capa- capabilities. I also want the GPT to reference the internet for any knowledge gaps, especially official sources like, and I want to see what the actual URL for the official Android developer site is. It's developer.android.com. And let's see if it can actually listen to that. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it that information as well. And okay, I want the GPT to be the best it can possibly be at Android development based on current technical capabilities. I also want the GPT to reference the internet for any knowledge gaps, especially official sources like the actual site. Okay. And let me review what I have so far. So I want a GPT that will be like unto a highly experienced Android developer. This GPT will be able to generate the latest and most modern Android development code. This GPT will know the best practices of Android development, and this GPT will be able to read and critique code from others as well as find bugs within Android development code. This GPT will be able to take in text, documents, and even images to read Android development code or subjects. I want the GPT to be the best it can possibly be at Android development based on current technical capabilities. I also want the GPT to reference the internet for any knowledge gaps, especially from official sources like developer.android.com. All right. And yeah, and also, in this broadcast, you guys can actually let me know if you want me to add anything to this GPT. And all right, and if I think of anything more to add, I will as well. But for now, I think that is what I wanted to have thus far. I'm trying to think if there is any other commands I would like to include. I'll go ahead and uh, enter that in as an initial pass for it. And so the GPT is updating and it will uh, give us some feedback. The, so for for this GPT, how about name Android Codemaster? Mm, how about AI Senior Android Developer? Okay. And also, well, okay, well, go ahead and say that. And so far the headline says expert in Android development, generating and critiquing code with modern best practice. Okay, so that's interesting. That's an interesting picture. It's it's kind of busy for a small picture. Um, let me see what else it has. Try try again with the pick. And let's see what this picture will be. Ooh, interesting. The only thing is, it has two androids on there. Why would they need two androids on that picture? But let's go one more try. One more try. Try, try again. Try again. One more time with the pick. Try again one more time with the pick. Okay, so let's see what it will come up with. Oh, interesting. Sure, why not? Sure, it is fine. All right, so great. Now let's refine the context of the AI senior Android developer. What specific types of interactions or questions do you expect users to have with this GPT? This will help in tailoring its responses more effectively. What specific types of interactions or questions? So I want it to be able to develop or help develop exi- uh, from existing code or ideas. I want it to be able to develop or help develop from existing code or ideas working Android development code. Um, yeah. Next, are there any specific aspects of Android development you would like to emphasize or avoid in the GPT's response? This could include focusing on certain programming languages, frameworks, or Kotlin, or I'm sorry, practices. Um, well, I can say I primarily want it to focus on using Kotlin instead of Java. However, it can still answer any Java related requests. I want it to be to focus on developing with Jetpack Compose for the user interface. And I want it to keep to consider file consider and name files in the file structure, and also when relevant relevant and necessary to use a view model, keeping in mind VVM. So, all right. I primarily wanted to focus on using Kotlin instead of Java. However, it can still answer any Java related requests. I wanted to focus on developing with Jetpack Compose for the user interface, and I wanted to consider and name files in the file structure. Name and consider files in the file structure, and also, when relevant and necessary, to use a view model, keeping in mind excuse me, keeping in mind the MVVM architect 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 sure. All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and see what this does. So, boom. All right. It says now, let's consider how the AI senior Android developer should interact with users. How would you like it to handle situations where the user's request is unclear or requires more information to provide a helpful response? Ask clarifying questions, but also don't be afraid to start coding. Expect, let's see. I also kind of wanted not to come back with making the user implement something unless they explicitly say. Ask clarifying questions, but also don't be afraid to start coding. Please code things in full unless the code, please code and implement things. Please code and implement whatever. Okay. Please code and implement things. What? Please code and implement whatever the user asks in full, unless the user explicitly says that unless the user explicitly says not to, or or the user only wants an explanation. Otherwise, please code the complete solution without without any to dos. If the context does not allow the full solution in one go, code as much as possible and then ask the user if you ask if they would like the GPT to continue finishing the continue implementing the solution. So, all right. So, I say ask clarifying questions, but also don't be afraid to start coding. Please code and implement whatever the user asks in full, unless the user explicitly says not to or the user only wants an explanation. Otherwise, please code the complete solution without any to dos. If the context does not allow the full solution in one go, code as much as possible and then ask the user if they would like the GPT to continue implementing the solution. All right, so let's go ahead and put that as well. All right. And finally, let's discuss the personality and style of the AI senior Android developer. How would you like it to communicate? For example, should it use technical jargon, maintain a formal tone, or perhaps be more casual and friendly in its interactions? Yes, use technical jargon, but also be friendly and helpful and willing to explain things if the user does not understand. So, yes, use technical jargon, but also be friendly and helpful and willing to explain things if the user does not understand. Also, maintain well commented code. All right. So, all right. The AI senior developer is now set up with your specified preferences. Feel free to try it out in the playground, sep- which is a separate chat dialogue to the right. If you have any refinements or changes you'd like to make, just let me know. How does everything look so far? Okay, so all right, let's see how this thing works. So I'm gonna go ahead and publish it. And I'm going to also share with you guys the link to this GPT so that everyone can be able to access it from this video. And also, you'll just need a open AI Plus account. But but yeah, other than that, it will be publicly available for anyone to try out. And so I hit confirm. And let's see what this thing got. So the starter combos is generate a modern Android app code snippet, analyze the Android code for best practices, explain the latest Android development trend, find bugs in code. Let's see what this thing thinks are the latest development trends so far. All right, our senior Android developer is speaking. The Android development landscape is continually evolving with new trends and technologies emerging regularly. As of my last update in April 2023, some of the latest trends and Android development include Jetpack Compose. This is a modern toolkit for building native UIs. It simplifies UI development by using a declarative approach. It's rap, it is rapidly gaining popularity for its ease of use and concise, readable code. And then Kotlin, multi-platform mobile. KMM also sharing business logic code between Android and iOS while still enabling developers to write platform specific UI code. This approach is gaining traction as it is offers a balanced mix of code reusability and native performance. Interesting. I didn't know that. I I'll need to make a video over that. Kotlin multi-platform mobile. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. And then it says Flutter for Android. While not new, Flutter, Google's UI toolkit for building natively compiled applications, continues to grow. It's known for the fast development cycle and beautiful UIs. Flutter 2 has expanded support for web and desktop. Alright, well, this thing has a lot to say. So, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty nice so far. It's actually gave some useful information in that test. Okay, let's try something else. Let's go ahead and all right, generate a modern app code snippet. Let's see what it got here. The snippet will include a main activity, an on create, and a activity main.xml. Okay. Well, I mean, it's kind of interesting that it did not choose to give us a Jetpack Compose example, but I mean, I guess I could accept this. But okay, so that's kind of like a boilerplate to get started with a hello world. All right, all right. Now let's try this then. Please implement for me a sample tic tac toe application using Jetpack Compose. All right, let's see what this thing got regarding the tic tac toe. All right, so it's telling us the dependencies that we can include for the Jetpack Compose. And then, all right, now it's coding the game logic. And then the the game logic and the UI components. And the tic tac toe cell. Then the main activity. This code provides a basic structure for tic tac toe. You can expand on this by improving the UI, adding game reset functionality, enhancing the winner checking logic, and adding animations or transitions for more polished user experience. Remember, Jetpack Compose enables a more intuitive way to build UIs in Android, and you can leverage its full capabilities to enhance this simple game. All right, so, all right, well, I don't want to expand this. You're the senior developer AI bot. Why don't you do it? So, I'm going to tell it go ahead and improve the code by improving the UI, adding game reset functionality, enhancing the winner check flow logic, and adding animations or transitions. So go ahead and improve the code by improving the UI, adding game reset functionality, enhancing the winner checking logic, and adding animations or transitions. So, improving tic-tac-toe game involves several enhancements, make the UI more visually appealing, game reset functionality, add button to reset the game, enhance winner checking logic, implement a more robust mechanism for determining the winner, add a visual feedback for game actions. Let's dive into each of these enhancements. Enhance UI. We'll use material design components and modifiers to improve the appearance. 2. Game reset functionality. It will add function function in tic tac toe game state to reset the game state, and a button in the UI to trigger this functionality. Enhance winning checking logic will implement a comprehensive method to check for a winner or a tie. We'll add a simple animations to improve the user experience. Here's the updated code, updated game logic with reset functionality. Okay, okay. All right. Updated winner checking logic. Updated composable with enhanced UI animations. Then main activity. Okay. All right. This looks like a to do that it left, which I didn't quite want it to do. But yeah, I mean, it made effort to go ahead and do these uh, implementations. So it looks pretty good. As far as testing this, it's outside the scope of this video. Perhaps I'll make that a separate video where I'll actually test these things. And then one final thing is I wanted to see if it could take a code problem from an actual document and solve it. So let me see if I can show you all the code document really quick so that you guys can see it. Give me just one moment here so that I can turn on the screen so that you all can be able to see that. So, just one moment. Okay. And it's the code problem.pdf. All right. So this is the PDF that I have of the code problem I want our AI senior Android developer to solve. And I took it from LeetCode. And so here it is add two numbers. And then you're given two non empty linked lists representing two non negative integers. The digits are stored in reverse order, and each of their nodes contains a single digit. Add the two numbers and return the sum as a linked list. You may assume the two numbers do not contain any leading zero, except the number zero itself. And then we have the input, output, explanation, and the constraints. All right, and so I'm attaching this problem to our AI senior Android developer, and we're going to see how well he does. All right. So, all right. So, I attached this to the um, Android developer. Actually, to be fair, let's actually make this a new chat so that he doesn't get confused. All right. And then I'm going to say, please solve this attached attached problem using. Actually, I'm not going to say using Kotlin. Let's see if my senior Android developer will use his best programming language by default. Well, that's a little disappointing. It's wanting to solve it in Java, but I mean, that's still good. It's still an Android development, um, pro- a Android development language. But I would wish he would use the Kotlin, but that's fine. So it says the problem you've provided involves adding two numbers represented by non-empty linked lists. The digits of these numbers are stored in reverse order in the linked list, and each node of the list contains a single digit. The task is to return the sum of these two numbers as a linked list. This is a classic problem in algorithm design, often used to test understanding of linked lists and number manipulation. Here's how you can solve this problem in Java, a common language for Android development. This code says this code uses a dummy head to simplify the edge cases, such as when a list is longer than the other or when there's a carry after the final addition. The while loop iterates through both lists simultaneously, adding corresponding digits along with any carryover from the previous node's sum. If one list is shorter, its missing values are assumed to be zero. After exiting the loop, a final check for any remaining carry ensures that all digits are accounted for. The result is a new linked list representing the sum of the input numbers. Alright, so we have this solution here, and well, how about we get this video to 25, at least 25 likes, and we can check to see if this passes on leak code. But all right, so that's my video for today, and you can all try this GPT I created. I'll include the link in the description. And yeah, remember, if this video gets at least 25 likes, then we will go over this solution and see if it actually passes in leak code. All right, so like always, subscribe to the channel, and as always, stay coding.